Knights of Honor welcomes you, sire.
As do I. Welcome to what is, yes, a sponsored video, thanks to Black Sea Games for that, but while it may appear like your typical grand strategy game with the goal of becoming Emperor of the World, which is one of my real-life goals, funnily enough, the game does have a lot more to offer. And like many strategy games, you can customize the campaign to play differently every time you play. There's a bunch of different options, and the game's kind of geared towards being historically accurate, but also still taking some liberties for the sake of fun here and there too. But there is one thing that sets this game apart from other grand strategy games, and that is that it has actual RTS battles. Oh yes, like our beloved Total War. So if you're looking for a medieval age strategy game, this one might be for you. If at any point you want to check it out, there is a link in the description for more info. Now, playing as good old England here, I'm starting off with the full historical territory, which is a lot of land, to be fair, a little too much to manage for a noob like me. You can turn it down so you only start with a few provinces, but for the sake of funsies, I'm going to go for the whole thing. We do have border low here. That's right, border low. We've got the Bretonians on our side. Now, we've got some currencies to manage. We've got money, we've got books, we've got religion, commerce, food, income, and kingdom levies. We've also got our relations with different groups of people within the world, such as the nobility, the clergy, and the peasants. So we've got to try and keep everybody happy as much as we can. Now, within our cities themselves, we can, of course, construct buildings. These will do various things for us. We've got military, population, religion, farming buildings, and also unique buildings for each different settlement, some of which are better built in certain places depending on what the settlement offers. We can also recruit units into the garrison to help protect the settlements, and these are some of the units you can see, which will be the ones that we use in land battles. Pretty much the typical stuff: swordsmen, spearmen, archers, cavalry. And we just got told that somebody's created a defensive pact against us, and of course, it's goddamn Scotland. And naturally, there is all this kind of diplomacy to manage as well between the different kingdoms. So in this case, Scotland is worried about me coming to get them for some reason. I don't know why. They're treating us like we have a track record of stealing people's lands. I don't know what they're talking about. We like to liberate, that's all. But just in case they try any funny business, we'll get some peasants to garrison Newcastle, which is my northernmost settlement. Another mechanic we're going to need to manage, though, is our knights, and we can have a bunch of different types: a marshal, a merchant, a diplomat, a cleric, or a spy. And these, of course, all have a different role within the kingdom. Now, I'm going to get me a knight here. We'll spawn him in London, and as you can see, he is a little army that we can move around. And we're going to move him into London so we can recruit some troops to give him a bit of an army. We're also going to get a merchant so that we can get a trade agreement. It seems to be a pretty good way to get money nice and early, is to get those trade agreements with whoever you like. We're going to go for... we got some choices here, actually. I'm going to go for Navarra, as they give the most and aren't near me, so I don't have to worry about fighting with them at any point. Now, we'll come across missions occasionally to appease certain people. In this case, the clergy. This can obviously get us some positive standing with the clergy. It's a little mission for our king, but I can't quite afford it at the moment, but I can think on it, so I can either just say yes, I can say no, or I can just get a little bit of time to get that money together to do it if I want to. Now, for the sake of funsies, I think we're going to go ahead and just attack Scotland in a bid to get some battles going, so I can show you all of that. There's a big army here for Scotland, moving to the north. They've got mostly peasants, though. It's all peasant armies early game. But I'm trying to be a little bit ahead of that. I've built a barracks down in London to try and get some of the better units. And I've been recruiting for a while, but what's good is that the troops actually come out of your population. So you don't kind of have access to unlimited troops that you could just keep bringing out and bringing out and bringing out. You've got to wait for the timer to keep refilling your population. You can buff it up so it does fill up faster with various buildings and things like that. But realistically, you have limited men in your kingdom that you can use to fight, so you do have to be a little bit careful about using them all up. It is going to slow down your work and things like that. So going to war can really take a big toll and have a big impact on your kingdom. But Mad King Zerk does not care about this. Now, a nice feature with the buildings is that they can be upgraded, of course, and when you upgrade them, you'll have that upgrade forever on all the future buildings you build of the same type. So for instance, with the barracks here, I've built the swordsmith and now I'm building the Fletchers. So if I go and build a barracks somewhere else, say in Newcastle, I'll already have the swordsmith and Fletchers built in. So it kind of feels like a good investment when you buy these upgrades. Now, I've just had a cleric opportunity come in. Let's have a look at it. Shall we send King Henry III to Leon in an attempt to convince King Alfonso IX to end the Senate war against the elements? No, I don't particularly care. Let's not bother with that. To look at some of the diplomacy options, though, let's talk to olden day Wales and see what they've got to say. We can offer them a non-aggression pact. There you go, we got that. I didn't mean to be honest. I thought they would ask me if I'm sure first, but nope, we're straight into it, not messing around. I like it. We got non-aggression with Wales. That works for us, though. If we're going after goddamn Scotland, we could support them in war. If only they were at war with anyone. They're quite peaceful right now. Could offer them a royal wedding. So we've got some simple options there, but it's enough. It's all we need. That's what I like about this game. It's not too overcomplicated. It's not like a menu simulator like some grand strategy games can be. It's simpler than those kinds, but still complicated in its ways. It's not simple and dumbed down by any means. It's kind of closer to some of the older historical Total Wars overall, I think. Now, I've been building a second army, which is currently in Winchester, taking all the peasants from there and recruiting them into our peasant army. I'm going to go with two armies. One is going to be stronger and have the better units. One is just full of peasants that we're just going to swarm them with. Good old peasant swarm for the win. Now, I'm trying to afford a second barracks up in Newcastle so that I can recruit some of my better units up here. As currently, I can only get them from London, and we're going to do that now, get our last unit of archers. Now we've got a full army here. We can have up to 8 units in an army, or squads as they're called. So I've got my tougher army coming from London, and then I've got my peasant army coming from Winchester. Although I did gather men from all over the place. I came down from, I think, Newcastle, went to Nottingham, went to Warwick, and then went down all the way to Winchester to collect all the peasants I could, and now I'm taking them all up north. Uh-oh, the old Pope's calling a crusade. Luckily, it's not against me yet. It probably will be after this, though. My armies have arrived up north, and we can build siege equipment. At the moment, we can only get extra supplies and maybe extra troops if we had them, but we can get actual siege equipment, but I can't get it yet because I haven't built the siege workshop. I imagine that's going to make what I'm about to try and attempt to do a lot easier, but for now, we're going at it the hard way. We sally north on the Scottish borders, and now we need to declare war before we can do anything. Well, hello there, King Scotland. I seek an audience with you, sir. Oh, I feel bad for this. I'm going to declare war. Have you gone mad? Yes, I have, sir. Die.
Our crown authority
I seem to have pissed everybody off. Kingdom stability's gone way down. They don't like that I've put... Oh, the clergy hates me. That crusade's coming. Oh, I'm up. Oh, there's a royal wedding, though. That's okay, then. Oh, jolly good. That puts a positive spin on things. Nice. Oh, I'm a bastard. Here I come, then. Into Scotland we go. Now, we could actually attack all the resource areas around to weaken the settlement first, I think, but we're not going for that. They've sent out an army to meet us. It's a much smaller army than ours, though. We're about twice the size. Now, here we go. I can simulate it if I want to, but I can lead it and actually fight the battle RTS style. That's, of course, what we're going to do. So here we are on the battlefield. This might look and feel quite familiar to you. Now, I am managing 2 armies in this battle, which honestly I found is a little bit too much. The camera doesn't quite zoom out enough to allow me to see as much as I'd like, so commanding 2 big armies, it's probably better to simulate the battle. But here we go, fighting the battle. The enemy's got a bunch of peasants, they've got some archers, but we've got much bigger numbers. We've got the peasant swarm. Their general is at the back on cavalry, as generals always seem to be. Now, there's these 3 capture points that we can take. If we capture all 3 of these, we can actually win the battle that way. But given our far superior numbers here, we should just be able to overwhelm the enemy, flank the crap out of them, and absolutely obliterate them, and then move on to take Edinburgh. And within these battles, all the units have stats. They have attack, they have defense, they have HP and armor and things like that. There's different formations you can use on the units, as well as just using general tactics and strategy, so it feels much more like classic old Total War to me, and I really, really like that. And because there isn't 900 different units, it does mean that you can focus more on the strategy and tactics of the battles, rather than worrying about all the different matchups that are going on. So it's nice to have that simplicity. Now, my cavalry is charged in here. I'm trying to get after their archers, pushing them around, stopping them from firing as much as possible. But here comes the peasant swarm, flanking around. We got too many boys for them to handle. We just got to run them down.
A hostile army has joined in battle against us.
Excuse me, what? Oh, Scheiße. They've got a reinforcing army. I didn't know they could do this. Is the battle in real time in the campaign world? So they can bring a second army over? I'm not sure how this has happened. Alright, change of plan. We're going for the victory objectives now before that second army arrives. If we can take all 3, I think the battle just instantly ends, so we can win quickly like that. I'm starting to take them. I've got the numbers to be able to take them and to push the enemies out of them. So we should hopefully be able to do this. Run, boys. Run your peasant legs. Alright, I think I've got all the victory objectives locked down. I just need them to be finished off before any of their units try to take them back. We've got men defending them all. Hopefully. There we go. I think we've got it. There we go. Victory. Battle near Edinburgh. Nice. We got that done. Well, that was unexpected. I didn't know they could bring down a second army while we were still fighting. I guess it makes sense, right? But being the incredible general that I am, I managed to get one of my captains killed, so we've lost an army, which is annoying, but we're going to attack this all the same. Let's plunder this. They shouldn't have any armies now for a while. I'm not sure where their armies went, whether they both just got destroyed because they lost, or whether they retreated off somewhere. Either way, we're just going to burn their lands a little bit, and then we'll fall back, retreat and replenish, and then we'll come back for Edinburgh. Oh, there's an army leaving Edinburgh. Is that one of the ones I just beat up, or is that a new army, I wonder? Doesn't look like they have a ton of population there, so They can't have too much. So we can heal our troops here. Going to heal up some of the better boys. We've got our light infantry and our archers. Could heal these peasants as well. It might be easier to disband them. I don't know what's better. Probably healing them up, I guess. Costs less. Costs 2 population instead of 3. I'll take it. All right, we're good to go again. Let's go and besiege Edinburgh. We're on our way now. I'm going to build up a second force to come and reinforce later, but they don't need that right now. We just need to get Edinburgh under siege and get the ball rolling, because it's going to take a long old while. And here's the siege numbers. At the bottom, we've got some morale bars to manage. There's also supplies and food, so we can kind of starve them out. And once we get them down to 50 defenses, which is this bar here, we can actually attack the settlement and assault it. And I think that means we actually fight a battle, but I'm not sure if it's an actual siege battle in a settlement or if it'll just be a land battle. I guess we'll hopefully find out.
Our population is rebelling. A foreign kingdom offers to help with our rebels.
So apparently my people are rebelling, but the French have very kindly offered to come and sort them out. I will accept this gracious offer. Thanks, French. Saves me a job. My kingdom is a little bit in disarray from my leadership choices. It's almost like playing the game like the Greenskins isn't a good idea or something. How ridiculous. Here's my rebels, plundering my lands. At least the French will come and sort them out soon.
A new rebellion plagues our lands.
Oh, for French. French have arrived. Here they are. The good old Frenchies have come to save me from my rebels. They've sent 2 big old armies, to be fair. They're not messing around. I'm having to be saved by the French. What a time to be alive. Right, to cut to the chase here, this took me a very long time. I've obviously edited it. Don't take it like this was a quick thing. It took me a long time to get this siege to the point where I'm actually able to fight it. It took a long time to wear them down, but I can fight this.
This is the enemy army.
Good luck, boys. So there is actual sieges with actual siege settlements and walls, which is pretty damn cool. And this siege, playing it here in this battle, was actually the first time I discovered that there were actual sieges in the battle. I thought maybe it was just going to be another land battle, but oh no, it's an actual siege, which is pretty heckin' cool. So we're going to move our boys up and see what the hell happens. There is basically no army in this settlement, though. Their garrison is thoroughly worn down, so we should be absolutely fine. But hey, I've said that before. And then a massive reinforcing army appeared, so the same thing might happen here. I'm sending my general to try and get after the gate, just to see how we go about taking down the gate. We are getting shot at by defensive towers, though. Arrows coming in on us. All my boys are rushing the walls, though. We're attacking the gate now with the general, which is, of course, a bit risky. Probably getting shot to hell, but he's a big lad. He can take it. And there doesn't seem to be any indicator that we're actually attacking the gate. So I'll have to take it on good faith that we are getting it done. I'm going to pull the general back for now, though, so he ideally doesn't die. Let some of the boys take over. And we can just smash our way through this gate. We don't have any siege equipment, of course. We are rushing into this foolishly. Oh, there is little bars, actually. There is a bar on the gate and on the walls. Oh, ladders. Can we... Oh, we can use ladders to get in. Magic ladders. Yes, get over the walls, boys. Everybody on the walls. Go, 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 go. Walls, walls, walls. Mount the walls. Okay, this is how we get in. One thing I love to see, walls where you actually have to get down from via a little door. You can't just run magically off the wall. That is very nice. Pretty cool to see that. You can actually tactically make some plays with the walls now, pinning your enemy up on the wall if you're the defender and such. We've got the gate down now, though. Going to start sending everybody in, send the cavalry in. Let's get this settlement captured and claim Edinburgh. So this has been Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign. I've really been enjoying this game. It's really close to the older historical Total War titles. If you enjoyed those and you've missed those and you want a more modern version of those, maybe this could be the answer for you. For me, it's about the right blend of complexity and not being too over-menu simulatory like some other grand strategy games. That often puts me off. I like having the real-time battles as well. That's why I've always loved Total War. It's also a real-time campaign map as well, so that makes things a little bit different. But we've claimed Edinburgh here. We've won this battle. It looks like the lands aren't going to be ours just yet, though. The people are probably going to rebel against us. Although, you know, Scotland might come and try to take it back. We'll have to see. I don't think they're going to take this lying down. Scotland tend to not just let themselves be walked over. And there is multiplayer in this game as well. If you want to play with some friends, if you enjoy this kind of game with friends, it's got that too. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. This has been Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign. If you're interested, check out the link in the description or in the comments. And if, oh my god, you want them to take your money so you can have this game, well, it's probably out now, depending on when you're watching this video, but most likely, it's out now. Cut the footage, cut the footage. I said don't show Scotland coming to take Edinburgh back.